So today we have lots to talk about. First of all, we need to talk about a move-over offer that one of our Let's Go family members received and took advantage of for the current Enchanted Princess sailing. Also, we're going to talk about how really the bidding on an upgraded stateroom works and some of the ins and outs on Princess so that we can all be a little bit more familiar with it and ready to bid if we get that option. And then finally, we've got news coming in from the Ruby Princess, just an update of how everything is going. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Wednesday. It's April 26th of 2023, and I want to start off letting you know that yesterday I saw a posting by someone who is on the Celebrity Beyond, which she is just starting a transatlantic cruise, and apparently they were the closest port was Bermuda, so they had to take a little bit of a detour and 2 passengers were medically evacuated. Now, I don't know if both people were sick or if it was, someone who was ill and needed that medical attention, and then a family member or friend, whoever they were cruising with, was going with them. But I thought that it was really valuable to know, and I think we all know this, how good the cruise lines are at watching out for all of their crew members and all of their passengers on board. Sometimes we hear that people are medically evacuated with a helicopter, and sometimes it is just with another boat. So in this case, another boat pulled up right alongside the Celebrity Beyond there. I got to see footage of it, and they loaded up the people that needed to go, and then they were able to take them to the hospital there. So just I thought that update might be valuable for those of us who like to know what's going on. And so if any of you are on a cruise ship right now, let us know what's going on, not just medical evacuations, but just how your cruise is going. We really enjoy hearing. Now, yesterday I talked to you about all of those oversold cruises that Celebrity is currently dealing with right now, and one of our Let's Go family members sent me an email, and boy do I appreciate what you share with us, everyone, so thank you. And they were booked to go on the April 22nd sailing of the Enchanted Princess, which is in Europe. It happens to be a Mediterranean cruise, and so they received the move over offer. They got an email, and let me tell you, it came within 72 hours of when they were due to board the flights to fly over to Europe to be able to embark on that cruise. So they received it, talked it over. Within 2 hours, they replied. You have to do that via email. They don't want you calling. And he said that within 5 minutes, they had received a reply and a case coordinator had already been assigned to them. And so Princess gives them, so with theirs, the offer was that if you will move to just a different 14-day Mediterranean or European voyage, you would get to have, let me tell you that, you would get to have 100% of your cruise fare given back to you as onboard credit for that voyage. And you don't have to pay for that voyage either, by the way. You get to move over to another cruise, you pick it, you go on it, it's paid for by Princess, and all of your money for the cruise, this one that was April 22nd, that you were supposed to be going on, that comes back to you on the cruise that you sail on as onboard credit. It's refundable, so if you don't spend it, which that's an awful lot of money to spend, but when you disembark, that will be mailed to you as a check. All right, so you'll get your money back. Along with that, like I said, they won't charge you anything else. You get to go for the current cost. You also get to have like all your amenities, your credits, just anything that you got when you booked that sailing. Even if it doesn't apply to the cruise that you move over to, you still get to have it, and your Princess Easier is fully protected. And so if you end up, moving over to another cruise, but the flights are more expensive, your Princess Easier is protected. I love that. Now, anyway, so you get to have 2 years. Princess gave them 2 years to decide on the replacement cruise. He said in less than 3 hours, they decided where they were going. They have a new booking number with a confirmed cabin. They've got their easier flights. And I really love that he put this at the end. He said, kudos to the Princess rep that helped him. And he said, I asked her outright how long she has been working for Princess. And he said, lucky me, I got an old timer. So I just love when I call Princess, and I can tell 9 times out of 10 when I get, 9.9 times out of 10 when I get someone that has worked for Princess for a long time. They're a pleasure to talk to. They know customer service and how to talk to people, and they know their stuff. I love it when I get someone like that. And so anyway, I thought you would all appreciate knowing about that. So clearly, the Enchanted Princess for April 22nd was oversold. And so they were looking for people to take that move over offer. So if you have gotten a move over offer recently, whether it was on the Enchanted Princess for April 22nd or any other sailing on any other ship, will you just let us know? It kind of gives us like a window to what's going on in the industry, if you will, because it shows, I honestly think it shows that people are not canceling cruises at the rate that they did perhaps before COVID is what they are basing. That's how their whole algorithm of how many to book per ship and everything works. So I would be tickled to hear from any of you that can share any information on that. I think that'll really help all of us. And then also, in the back of your mind, I guess kind of be thinking if you would take a move over offer. The only time that Gordon and I have ever received one was for our Mediterranean cruise in 2019. And we decided not to take the move over offer, and every time they contacted us it got a little bit sweeter, but in the end we ended up taking that trip, and I'm really glad that we did. Although getting to go for free another time and getting your money back, that's a pretty sweet offer, and I would definitely entertain that. So kind of be thinking. Now let's talk a little bit just about the process of bidding for an upgrade on a ship on Princess. First of all, a couple of things that I've noticed recently from working with people. Number one is if you are in a group of people, like a group of you is sailing together, y'all aren't going to get the same offers. It's really interesting to me, and I don't really know what the algorithm looks like that they decide how much to offer the different stateroom upgrades for different cabins to different people. I don't know. We've got Let's Go family members going on a group, and some of them got the opportunity to bid on several different levels of cabins. Some of them only got the opportunity to bid on one. The prices were different for the ones that were the same. So first of all, I don't know how they decide who they're going to offer the upgrade opportunity to and how much they're going to offer it for. Be aware of that. It's not all the same. There's that. And then also the other thing that's really interesting to me about it is they kind of have this window of time where you can bid on an upgrade. Every once in a while, I see an outlier on that, or I hear of an outlier on that. And so the thing that they say, like when your voyage is going to be open to the possibility of offering an upgrade, if it's 5 days or less, the final payment due before the sailing date is usually 75 days. And so 70 days prior, then they're going to let you bid on an upgrade. Okay, then the same with 6 to 24 days, 85 days they will let you know, and 25 plus days, 115 days out, they will let you know if you can bid on an upgrade or not. Now, as a travel advisor, when I'm in Princess's booking system, I can see if there's a link for every booking to bid on an upgrade. And so I can look and see if your cruise is eligible for an upgrade, or if it's not open to be eligible for an upgrade yet or not. And so be aware that if you don't know how that works, ask your travel advisor. That's another really good reason to have a travel advisor. They can look at it with you and even place the bid for you if you want to. But just heads up if you're wondering if that'll work. But a couple of things, let me tell you a couple of things that I think are really important. And a really important thing is if you want to get the email for a Princess upgrade, you have to have opted in to receive marketing emails from Princess. All right, and I think that is part of is on the website in your account, because I went and looked for it afterwards and I found where I could check the box. It was already checked to receive Princess marketing emails, but crazy thing, I don't receive Princess marketing emails, and that's to my personal email address. I don't get them, and I've even checked my spam. It's not there. So I don't know if they have glitches in their system. A long time ago, I used to receive them and I opened them and read them. And so I don't know why I don't. Do you guys, if you have opted in, do you all get those emails? The second thing is you can, people wonder, I placed one bid. Can I place another bid? you can. You can place, like if you are in an interior and you want to bid for a balcony and you want to bid for a mini suite, you can bid on both. You can just do one bid though per category, but you can easily bid, on all the categories if you want to, that the option exists to bid on. And if you want to change your bid, you can change your bid. If you start thinking as it gets a little bit closer, if your bid has not been accepted, you can up your bid a little bit. If you're like, I really do want one of those cabins, you're willing to bid a little bit more, you can. You can alter that whenever you want to until it is accepted. Once it is accepted, then you can't change it anymore. And if you put in your bid before February 24th and you're waiting to see, and now we're getting towards the end of April, because February 24th is when they change their system. But if you happen to have a bid you put in before then you'll have the opportunity to say accept it or not. But now the way it works is if you put in a bid, be sure that you want it and are really honestly willing to pay that much, because it automatically charges your credit card and you can't go back. And so just keep that in mind as you're placing those bids. Another really important thing to think about is if say you have a stateroom and it says that you can upgrade, it is like on a per person basis. And so if you have 2 people in your stateroom, then you would know that if you're bidding $100, the charge would be $200, right? Because it's per person. If you have 4 people in your stateroom, it's still $200 because that charge only applies to the first 2 people in your cabin. So keep that in mind, and do remember that if you are sailing solo, it is double. It is 200%. So keep in mind it's double what it shows. And then every once in a while, I will get someone that needs to have a different credit card because their credit card got lost, whatever reason. And so to do that, you have to cancel your bid that you have, change your credit card number, and then put in a new bid. So just keep that in mind. You can change the credit card, just have to cancel and redo it. And then here's an important thing. Some people still have future cruise credits left that they're trying to work their way through. So if you want to, you can use a future cruise credit. It can be applied as payment for your upgrade. And then also be aware that when they accept your upgrade, if you booked Princess Insurance, that charge is going to go up as well, because the standard is 8% of your cruise fare and the platinum is 12% of your cruise fare. So once you raise that cruise fare by the amount of the bid, then your vacation protection plan with Princess is going to go up as well. But you can pay for that with a future cruise credit. So if you want to do it, I just really think that that's awesome that you could do it. It says when you make your bid, all you have to do is request that it is paid for with future cruise credit. Then they'll just take your future cruise credit and use it up on that. Please also know that, so say that you are going to move from being in an interior up to a balcony, you just get moved up to that balcony cabin. It suddenly does not include the plus package or anything else like that. Now, if you're on, in any cabin lower than a suite, and you upgrade to that suite, you get the perks that come with a suite. If you upgrade to a reserve collection mini suite, you get the perks that come with that reserve collection mini suite. So just be aware that like the perks that go with that category you get, but it doesn't suddenly upgrade everything on your cruise, okay, to include a package or anything like that. And then let's see, what's the last? Oh, a couple of other things I wanted to make sure. This is so important. I've mentioned this before, but I think it bears repeating. When you bid on a stateroom in a category, you don't get to choose the stateroom. That's why I'm always saying, look at a deck plan and look at where all of those cabins are, and then make sure that you would be happy with any of those cabins on board the ship. So for example, when you're looking at a mini suite, be aware that on some of the ships, there are mini suites underneath the pool deck, okay? But when you are looking at some other ships, then like say, for example, on the Ruby Princess, like I did today, there are not reserve collection mini suites that are on Emerald over Club Fusion. They are midship on the ship, so you would be okay bidding on that. That would be okay. So kind of look at everything, think about everything before you decide to make that bid, okay? Because you want to be happy with where you get. And also be aware that if you're traveling in a group, or if you're traveling and you've got 2 cabins in your group, that if you get one of them upgraded, that the upgrade would have to be accepted for the other cabin as well. It doesn't automatically upgrade your group and let everybody pay whatever it was that you bid. It is just on that cabin, okay? And then let's see, is that all? I think that's all that I was worried about letting you know. Let me look at my notes here. I told you that the insurance does go up if you have to do it. Let's see. Oh, the other thing is, so say that you are bidding on this upgrade and it gets accepted after you have already received your medallion in the mail for your cruise, that little medallion. You don't have to talk to anybody about it when you get there, because they'll just reprogram it and it will just automatically work in your new cabin when you board the ship. So I hope some of that helps go through some of the questions that seem to pop up when we really start thinking about doing an upgrade. And if you have any questions about it, just put it in the comments, or you can send me an email and we'll go through them another time as well, because it's really good to have everything straight in your head. Now, the last thing here is a quick update on the Ruby Princess. You know what? There's going to be another thing. Well, no, let's just do this today, and I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. So Tom Barton, our Let's Go family member, posted over on our Facebook group. So if you do Facebook and you're not there, come and join us. But he is sailing on the Royal Princess right now, and they are having a lot of windy weather, which, you know what? This is the year of the wind, or 2022 into 2023. It seems like so many people are saying they have so much wind at sea and everything. But so they were leaving Astoria, and they were leaving an hour late because of the wind, and that tomorrow they're going to get into Seattle an hour late due to the wind. He said that the entertainment on board is excellent. They had the Elton John and Elvis shows. They saw the Encore was the first production show on the ship. I've seen Encore. Love Encore. It's a really good show. They have cruise director, I don't know if it's Courtney is how you pronounce it, Steele, just got back from her holiday, and she remembered Tom from previous sailings, which was just awesome. And I am really excited. He said, of course, the crew is amazing, and he got a group together for the chef's table. He must have connections to get the chef's table. He knows so many people who wish they could get into that chef's table and never get in. So I hope you thoroughly enjoy it. He did put some pictures up over on our Facebook group, so go see them if you would like. But yeah, all you do is have to request to join it, and then you'll be able to. So let's go ahead and talk about the other thing I wasn't sure about talking about, because I want you to all start thinking about it. We have mentioned it here lots, but I know we have lots of new Let's Go family members here. So when you book a cruise, I think that it is very, very valuable, so important to consider going in the day before. Even if your flight gets in there the evening before, if you've got to go to work a little bit earlier in the day or anything, it is really worth it to consider going a day early, especially really since COVID. We have so many more airplane flight cancellations. We seem to have more delays with flights and things like that. Be aware that when you are going to go on your cruise, if you're late to get there, they're going to sail without you, and they will, even if you have Princess Easier flights. If you have Princess Easier flights, they'll be waiting for you, and I think that, I know that they will help you get to the cruise anyway, but think of where you're going. Think of how many sea days are between you and the port you depart from. I always think of Alaska, and those, usually you'll leave Seattle, you'll have a sea day or something. Just look at your itinerary and look at the first port, and that would be your first chance to catch the ship. And you do not get credited back any money from the days that you miss because your flight was late. So really think about things like that. And the same way, don't book your flight, if departure of the cruise is at 4:00, don't be thinking that you're going to be arriving, at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. That just, to me, would be so stressful, because you don't know what traffic is going to be like from the airport to the port. And then also, you don't have any wiggle room. If your flight's delayed, you have lost your chance to go. So I think it is really important to consider that. And I know that it adds the cost of a hotel stay the night before your cruise on, but think about that as you do it. And I do know people that have missed their cruise. I do know that there are people who fly in the day of and are lucky and they get there and everything is okay. but I do know people who have missed their cruise, and it's really sad, and it's hard to get your money back on that too. You're not going to be getting it back. If you miss the whole cruise, you're not going to be getting your money back from the cruise line. You'll have to go through your insurance to be able to get your money back on that, and start all over and book it again once you've got your money back and try to get to go. So since we've got the whole Alaska season starting, I thought it was really valuable to share that. I know we've got a lot of Let's Go family members who are flying over to Europe, and just all of these things to think about when you consider going on a cruise, but really go in the day before. Your vacation will start that much sooner, and everything will go really smoothly. The other thing I want to tell you along with that is when you do go in a day earlier, it's really just get a hotel, unless there's like tons of sightseeing you want to do somewhere. Just get a hotel there that is right close to the airport. Take the free airport shuttle, free hotel shuttle they'll come and pick you up at the airport. They'll take you over to the hotel. The next morning you can get up, take that shuttle back to the airport, and then take your cruise line transfer over to the port. That's a really easy way to do it, unless you're somewhere that it's not too far. Like in Fort Lauderdale, it's not very far from a lot of the Fort Lauderdale area to get down to the port. And so there, it was cheaper for Gordon and I just to get an Uber and have them take us from the hotel over to the port. But kind of look at where you're going, see what your options are. If you've got questions about that, put that down below. But that's just a really helpful way to think about it when you think of flying into places early and how are you going to get to the ship the next morning. So I just wanted to put that in there for you today. Like I said, if you're on a cruise ship, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to our Let's Go family. We've been waiting for you to come, and we have such an amazing community here that you need to be a part of it. If you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.